I think I can start, right? It's 7. So a very good evening to everyone. I hope you're all staying safe and sound. I'm your host, Lakshmi, and I welcome you all for the 132nd episode of the webinar series. Let me just share my screen, okay? Can you just wait for a second? Okay. I hope it's visible. Okay. So Prerna Labs was founded in 2017 with the objective of women empowerment through economic empowerment, skill development, and personal development. I hope you all might be familiar with this code. When women support each other, incredible things happen, right? Okay. So organization is led by women leaders and entrepreneurs who are actively involved in the revival and empowerment of women who want to venture into business, women who wish to start a career, and women who want to come back to career after a break. Prayana envisions empowering 1 million women by 2030. To join us, you can just check. You can just go to the www.prana.in website, or you can download the Prana app from the App Store or Google Play Store. Yes. Prana Collective, or Prakol for short, is a collaborative community to promote and sell products and services owned and operated by women from all across India. It is India's first e-commerce platform dedicated to the empowerment of women entrepreneurs. You know, there are more than thousands of products are listed under Prakol. Do check it out. Future Talks is an initiative provided by Prana Labs to connect and network with some of the most wonderful leaders who are pioneers of change in their respective field. It is a series of interactive webinars where you can learn from national and international speakers who carve their niche and who can instill you with same energy and power. Like Eckhart Tolle once said, awareness is the greatest agent of change. This time we come together to discuss why awareness is the first step towards strengthening self-assurance and promoting personal growth. We present awareness as a tool to build self-confidence. And the speaker for today's session is Ms. Aparna Gulabi. Let's have a look into her profile. No, you can have this would be purely an interactive session. You can post your queries in the YouTube chat box, or you can, okay. And we'll share the queries with the speaker. And so this will be purely an interactive session. And, as I said, let's have a look into the profile of our speaker, Ms. Aparna Gulabi. She's a postgraduate in diploma in management. And, she worked in an MNC, and now she works as an executive communication skill coach and a personal brand enthusiast. And she received CEO Kitty Award and Best Management Girl Award. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Sri Lakshmi, for that wonderful introduction. And what beautifully said. It's all about women empowerment. I am very, very grateful to be a part of such a session, which is empowering women in terms of skill development and entrepreneurship. So thank you so much once again. And let me start my session with a story. So I'm sharing my screen. Now, since this is going to be a very live and interactive session, I would request everyone to respond when there is a question, because we are going to learn the meaning of asking questions, how it helps in personal growth. So, as we have discussed, the topic is about self-awareness and how it can be used as a tool to build your self-confidence. We are starting with a story about a girl named Meera. Now, Meera is a 26-year-old girl who's working in customer service in an organization. Attributes of Meera are she's very passionate, she's very enthusiastic, and she loves her job. She likes to interact with people a lot. She is also very diligent and disciplined. So everything was going very well for Meera. She had just joined an organization and she was looking forward to grow personally in this organization. Now, one day, Meera was interacting with a few customers. One of the customers entered the office and flung a series of paper bunch towards Meera. This is not done. I want to see the manager right now. What is happening? Meera was flabbergasted. She was absolutely surprised. Being a very disciplined and a very calm girl, Meera could not understand what's going on. And somehow, something went wrong. And she literally had a fight with the customer. So Meera, who was very good with customer handling, she actually fought with the customer. And then things went out of control and seniors had to intervene in between. She didn't understand what went wrong that day. She absolutely couldn't gauge what went wrong. I'm going to share another incident of Michael. Michael was a sports instructor in a leading school. He was absolutely disciplined and also loved his job. He was very, very passionate and he liked to keep things in an orderly manner. One day, while he was getting ready for his job, he saw that his favorite sweatshirt was tinted with blue color of some other cloth. Michael, who was a fitness enthusiast, who was very positive, lost it that day. However, he did not express his feelings and mumbled, "Why do such things only happen with me? Why do I have to face such things?" Now, Michael and Meera faced something that day. Can you all tell me what was that? What is the term? You can answer in the chat box.
Like doubting themselves.
Doubting themselves, okay. Yes. What else did Michael and Meera face that day? What could it be? Usually, Michael and Meera both were very, very calm and they were good at their job. So doubting themselves was a result of what happened with them the earlier day. Now, the customer was extremely irate and Michael, he literally blasted. He did not have a good day that day. What was the reason? A blue tint on his t-shirt. Meera also had faced something in the morning. This is actually known as an emotional trigger. Take a look at the finger. Take a look at the diagram. We are going to come back to it a little later. Now, can you all tell me what are emotions?
The different feelings that we have for each situation that happens to us.
Absolutely, absolutely right. So each different situations, what are the feelings we go through? Did you all know that thoughts and feelings are different and emotions are different? We face a series of emotions in the whole day. But have we taken a note of that? So emotions are nothing but your satisfied or unsatisfied needs. When your needs are satisfied, you experience joy happiness, and delight. But when your needs are not satisfied, you will actually experience sadness, frustration, and anger. So, emotions are nothing but satisfied and unsatisfied needs. Now, why do we call emotions as a beast? Something happened with Mira and Michael that day. Emotions took over and they really had a bad day. If it is not taken into account, emotions can rather hamper a lot of things. So, what are the different kinds of emotions we express in our daily life? What are the common emotions we actually face in daily life? Can anyone tell me?
Anger is one.
Anger, yes. So the first thing which
Yeah.
came to our mind is anger. And when you are angry, you actually lose it and you will not understand what's going on. So, yes, anger. What else?
Because I think in today's world, everybody is stressed, and the first thing that comes out of that is anger and frustration at not being able to be in control of your life. All that comes out
Absolutely.
as anger, I guess.
It absolutely comes out as an anger. And once you are angry, what do you do? What happens when you are angry? Do you remain in a state of composure, or you're going to take an action? So we are all entropic animals. Entropy is that unreleased energy within us. And anger is one of the emotions in which we want to come back to that state of mind. So what will you do once you're angry?
I guess it varies from person to person how they deal with that anger, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Everyone has a different coping mechanism for experiencing different kinds of emotions. So now, if you're looking at this slide, there are four types of emotions which are actually displayed. Anger is one of the emotions which we would like to take control of. However, emotions cannot be controlled. You're going to experience an emotion in a millisecond. You will not even understand what's going on in that milliseconds or nanoseconds. However, emotions can be regulated. So, what are the different kinds of basic emotions we go through? We might be happy, we might be sad, we might face fear, disgust, anger, and surprise. These are the basic type of emotions we express or we experience in the whole day. So once we talk about emotional triggers, if you can name your emotion, so it is given here, if you can name your emotion. So if Meera, who couldn't understand what's going on that day, if she could just say, I am feeling very angry right now. Now, I have just named the emotion which Meera experienced that day. What is going to happen when
And
you're going to name
sorry
it?
to interrupt you.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Sorry to interrupt you. Can you put this on slideshow mode, the PPT?
yeah, sure. Actually, on the slideshow mode, the slides are not moving. That's the reason I'm
Oh,
on this. Just a
okay.
minute. Let me maximize the slide
Okay.
percentage.
Thank you so much.
Is this okay?
This is better, but
Better.
still
Just
the slide is not.
let me try to put it on the slideshow mode. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, it's working
Thank
right
you.
now. Yeah, thank you. Yes. So coming back to emotional triggers. Now, Meera experienced anger. We all experience anger in our day-to-day lives. What is that? What happens when you get angry? So let's take the most basic kind of emotion. Can anyone tell me what really you do when you are angry? So when was the last time you were angry and how did you cope up with that? Anyone can answer this question.
Whenever we are angry, we usually fight or shout, or maybe
Absolutely.
sometimes break things.
Big things, absolutely. you are going to throw the garbage on the other person. It's going to happen that way, that you are not going to be in your control, and you're going to actually say something which you're going to repent a little later. And one reason, one trigger is going to be enough for all of you, for everyone, not for all of you, it's for everyone. However, if you recognize your trigger, that is, when you're angry, some people, they start shivering. Some people, they raise their voice. Some people, they might just sweat. And some people might just keep quiet, just like Michael. And he actually got angry on his wife, and the whole day, her day was also wasted, his day was also wasted. If you can identify that emotion, I am angry right now, what will you do when you know that this is happening to you? Can someone quickly tell me?
I usually don't talk to anyone.
Okay, some people don't talk to anyone. Yes, that is one way of, once you cool down, you're not going to talk to anyone. Once you cool down, you'll be fine. That's great. So there is again a coping mechanism. See, once you know what's happening, you will try to cope up with it, isn't it? Give me a thumbs up if you agree with me. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So once you know that you're angry, once you know that you're sad, once you can name that emotion, I am not feeling good, there is this name for that emotion. I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling disgusted right now. Immediately, once you know it, you will try to get in another mood, because our brain is constantly working towards happiness. So even if we are running behind materialistic values, materialistic things, the core nature of human is to be happy. So if you can name it, you can tame it. You can tame that emotion. So once you are angry, you will try to go to a different coping mechanism. That mechanism could be better, could be good for your body, could be bad for your body. But because a lot of people go to such a coping mechanism which is not good for them. So you start eating junk food, you will just, so there are different types of coping mechanisms. However, once you know that you're angry, once you know that emotion, you will try to get out of it. So what are the different states, or what are the different emotions? Let's take a look at them. These are the different kinds of zones you can be. You usually are in the day. So once you wake up, normally we are calm, happy, in control, and focused. Because if you had a good night's sleep, you will absolutely wake up in this mood. Sometimes we might not wake up in that mood. You might be in the blue zone. You might feel sad, you might feel tired, sick, bored, or feeling slow. That is the blue zone. The third zone is the yellow zone. Excited, anxious, nervous, frustrated, confused. These are also some other type of emotions. And there is a red zone. Angry, scared, panic. I want to yell. I'm not in control. Once you identify which zone are you feeling today, you're going to work towards to getting into the green zone. Just like the game of Ludo, when you want to go home. The core nature of human is being happy, isn't it? Firstly, identifying these zones is absolutely important. Which zone are you in today? I would request all of you to take a note of this, because this is what you're going to ask yourselves. Being aware of your emotions, being aware of your behavior is self-awareness. and which zone are you operating today is important. This slide is a courtesy to my mentor, Shankar Vishwanath sir. He has made this zone, and I'm very proud to present it to all of you. Once you know how to regulate your emotions, once you know what is the emotion you're experiencing, if you're feeling sad, okay, now tell me, if you're feeling tired, if you know that you're tired, what is it that you're going to do?
Take a break,
Okay.
refresh yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, right now we are living in a VUCA world, that is uncertain world from March 2020. We don't know what's going to happen next. It is very, very obvious to actually, experience a range of emotions, all the zones probably in one day. But once you're tired, you will take a break. But if you don't know and you're still going on, it is quite possible that you might go from the blue zone to the red zone. And again, behavior will go out of control, and again your relationships are going to get affected. This might happen in the office, this might happen at home. So isn't it important to know in which zone you need to operate? So which zone all of us need to operate in? What do you think? Which zone?
Green zone, obviously.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's try to get back to the green zone. Now, once you're angry, everyone has a different kind of coping mechanism. Once you know you're panicking, even then, there are different ways to cope up with those emotions. Everyone has a different way, but it's important to realize that, yes, I'm experiencing this right now. Instead, now, what can you see here is a cola bottle. Okay, you're angry, you open the bottle of cola, and fizz, the liquid or the Coca-Cola drink just comes out. That is your reaction mode. Once you're angry, if you could just take a step back, a pause, act, stop, think. Your Instead of a reaction, it is going to be a response. If Meera knew that the customer might have faced something, he is angry for a reason, she, instead of reacting, could take a step back and very maturely and very, very responsibly ask the customer, take a pause. Okay, sir, please wait. How may I help you? I'm sure the scene would have been different. If Michael would have expressed clearly to his wife that this is what has happened, he could have probably got out of his feeling and he could have just let it go. So two different scenarios, but taking a pause is important. Mind you, taking a pause is not that easy. It needs to be practiced. So instead of next time when you are angry, next time when you face such kind of an emotion, first you need to name it and then stop for a moment, take a pause, and think about how can you get into the green zone. Once you take a pause, your brain will calm down and automatically you will start thinking about options. Some people might just keep quiet. Some people might just quickly take a walk. Some people might just take a break, but you will stop. You will not react. So act, stop, and think. So when we react, we first take the action, then we stop, and then we think. A lot of times, don't you realize that, array, this situation could have been handled a little better. I might not have lost on my relationships, or something would have gone wrong. And a lot of times we feel guilty. Already we are living in a pandemic in which we are not able to see a lot of people. We are actually seeing people online. So relationships have got a very, very, important role to play. So if we are going to get angry, if we are going to spill the garbage, if you're going to react, it's going to be all the more difficult. So instead of that, take a pause, try to understand your own feeling, and then try to understand the other person. I'm sure everything will change. Do it and let me know next time. And others say that it's an attitude problem. Always remember the 10-90 rule. 10% is what happens, and 90% is how we react or respond to what's happening in your life. Let's respond instead of reaction. Press the pause button. Always remember. Now, with this session, we all have that knowledge that it's important to name the emotion. It's important to take a pause. And instead of just reacting, let's respond. If Meera knew it, if Michael knew it, things would have been different. And we are not different from Michael and Meera, isn't it? You always have the freedom to choose. All right. So this is a very simple way and a nice way to explain. Stimulus, something triggers, you react. Stimulus, that is a trigger, a choice, a pause button, response. Now, if you want to spend a happy and a productive day, what are the measures you will take to do it? How will you press the pause button? Can anyone quickly tell me? I'm asking to all the audience members who are watching this YouTube live, please do respond to the question. What will you do to spend your day nicely? Yeah.
Ms. Aparna, could you please repeat the question?
Yeah. So if you have to spend your day in the green zone, that you want to be in control, you want to be happy and relaxed, what will you do to be in the green zone?
Meditation.
Absolutely. Very good. Excellent. What else would you do?
Ma'am, can we do the things which you love?
Absolutely. Find some time to do things which you love. It's very, very important. That is also a part of self-awareness. Are you aware what makes you happy? Meditation is a fabulous way to get in control of your mind. And it is absolutely highly recommended in these times. In fact, all the time. I have also started, and I could see a vast difference in my personality and how I start my day. So everything starts in the morning. From the time you wake up, you open your eyes. Do you take a pause and thank God for this wonderful day? One chance, one opportunity to give your best in today. Or do you just wake up and in a hush hush get ready and go to work? This is the difference between super performers, people who want to achieve something, who do something in life productively, and people who live a mediocre life, because they will not pay attention to themselves. It's important to be in control of your emotions. Okay, I'm feeling this way right now. I know that I have a meeting today. I know I have so much work today. Yes, breathe, take a pause. And some of the rituals which are important. So some people might just like to listen to music. Some people would like to meditate. Some people might find happiness in a cup of coffee. Some people might just read something before they start doing it. But are you doing it? Are you taking that pause? That's a question. Automatically, your brain will reset with something new and you will start your day in a fabulous way. Mind you, your day will go fabulous. And I'm focusing on the word day because I am not focusing on the past. I am not focusing on the future. I'm focusing on the present. Your present day can be made better with this. All right. So there are 5 steps in which emotional triggers can be handled. Sensing, noticing in your body that you're having an emotion or a feeling. Naming, choosing an accurate name for the emotion or the feeling. Accurate name. If I'm angry, I'm angry. If I am depressed, I am depressed. I am feeling anxious. Name that emotion. Once you name it, you know what to do. You will recognize it. Making sense, attributing, making sense of what caused the emotion or the feeling to happen. It is not Michael's wife. It is not the customer. It is something else. What has gone wrong? Recognizing that, evaluating, checking about how you feel and about having that emotion or a feeling. It is about disintegrating or distinguishing between feeling, emotion. What triggered me is a question to be asked. Once you know the answer, you will be at peace. I have started this and it is helping me a lot. Acting, deciding how to cope, deal with the emotion. A few days back, I was feeling extremely low. Maybe the pandemic, the situation, not able to meet a lot of people outside, everything was getting into me, getting over my head. The one thing, I recognized this emotion. I said, I am not feeling good. I am feeling very, very anxious. And I called up my friend and asked her, how do I cope up with it? What do I do? She told me, why don't you practice some self-care techniques? Why don't you participate in mandala art? Why don't you do something? Why don't, first of all, accept this, that yes, you're feeling this emotion. Give some time to yourself, and why don't you do something which you love or something new to do? This is what helped. I got out of that feeling. Probably it took me a time, took me a while, in 1 or 2 days. So it was important that yes, I recognized the feeling and I acted upon. So I went through all of this and spoke to someone. So it is important that you are talking to people. Now, let me tell you, all of you, a story. Story of Mr. Arvind. Now, Mr. Arvind was an 80-year-old man living in a village. He was a quiet and a reserved person. The villagers actually despised him and didn't like to talk to him. Even the animals ran away from him. But he was living this quiet, reserved life for 80 years. Now, one day, there was a huge gathering at Mr. Arvind's place. Lots of people and kids had gathered as to his home. So villagers thought, what is it? What's going on? They were very curious. And one of the villagers asked Mr. Arvind, Mr. Arvind, how come so many people have gathered at your home today? Mr. Arvind just smiled. For 80 years, I have lived with hatred in my heart. Today is my 81st birthday, and I have opened my heart and my home to all of them. Mind you, the environment in Mr. Arvind's home was lively, chirpy. Now, I would want to know from all of you, what made Mr. Arvind change his thinking? What is important? What do you understand from this story? Can anyone quickly answer? Okay, I'll tell you. Yes, Aditi, you had just unmuted.
Yes, probably he's, since he's celebrating his birthday, he must have thought, he must be regretting his actions or feeling that, now is the right time that I should open up. Yeah, like Aditi said, change of thinking. Yes, change of attitude.
Absolutely.
Sort of.
Thank you, Deepa, for answering this question. Yes, absolutely. Change of thinking, taking into account your surroundings. Self-awareness is not only about what you're feeling or what emotions you're going through or how to cope up with them. It's also important to take into account your surroundings. And Mr. Arvind, he actually faced, he got the emotion. He actually felt so happy that day, so content that day, because there were kids playing, there was a lot of noise, and he felt so happy that day because he opened his heart and home. He opened his personality to the others. So it is self-awareness is also about taking into consideration your surroundings. So it's important to know a little bit about the Johari window of self-awareness. There are 4 quadrants in this window. There is one area of your personality, of your life, which is known to yourself and known to others. Some part, it is known to self, but you don't want to tell it to others. The blind spot, that is known as the hidden spot. One part is the blind spot, which is not known to self and not known to, which is known to others, but it is not known to self. So Mr. Arvind was absolutely in the blind spot. People might wanted have to talk to him. They wanted to talk to him, but he was never open. Once he opened his heart and home, happiness came inside. He got that opportunity to experience that happiness. And the last part is absolutely not known to others and not known to self, which is unknown. Mind you, the Johari window of self-awareness has a questionnaire. You can actually implement this in your daily life. Take a note of what you know, what others know. So taking in stock the feedback given by others is important. This activity or this window of self-awareness can help immensely in your personal and professional life. However, taking into account the feedback not in a critical way is important. If you're going to be critical, are ye to kuch bhi bol rahi, something, what is this? But taking it in a right and a positive way, you might come to know some things of your personality. You might experience something which is not known to you. So lot of times when in times where you are approaching or you're starting something new, you're going for a job interview, do this activity. You will come to know a lot of aspects of your personality and you will also experience something new. So during challenging times, something else of your personality comes up. Using this, you can actually come to know a lot about yourself and what are the aspects you need to improve upon. So your strengths and your weaknesses. Once you know your weakness, you will do something about it. If you don't know your weakness, there's nothing can be done. You will always be in that hidden or the unknown zone. So the best window to be is in the ideal window. Once you open up with people, once you wholeheartedly try to build a connection with people, they will also accept you with open arms. So ideal window is to be the window in. Now, let me tell you one more story of the Buddha and the king. Gautam Buddha was traveling from country to country during his time period. There was one king, he once visited a kingdom and he was giving his sermons to the disciples. The king and the queen came to know about Buddha's residence, and the queen insisted to the king that let's visit Gautam Buddha. Let's visit because he is a sage and it's good to visit him. Now, the king said, sure, let me gift him the biggest and the rarest diamond available in our kingdom as a token of appreciation and gratitude to visit our kingdom. The queen said, Gautam Buddha does not, he does not believe in materialistic pleasures. Even if you gift him a fresh lotus from a pond, he will be happy. The king said, my dear queen, let's see which gift will Buddha accept. The king went to visit Buddha and he gifted both, he carried both the gifts with him, a fresh lotus from a pond and the rarest diamond available in his kingdom. And that was the most beautiful diamond available. He tried to gift it to Gautam Buddha. Buddha, in his calm and patient and Zen state, he just said 2 words, drop it. The king was surprised. He didn't know why is Gautam Buddha asking him to drop one of the most precious gifts he had brought to, in his feet. He didn't take any action. Gautam Buddha again said, drop it. Now the king didn't know what to do. He dropped the diamond. He tried to offer the lotus to Gautam Buddha. Again, Buddha said the same words, drop it. He did not understand. The king did not understand what is happening. After a few moments, he dropped the lotus too. Gautam Buddha, with a smile on his face, just said, whatever you are a king, I am a sage. Forget about it. Just be human and drop everything. The king understood the message and with folded hands listened to his sermons. Now, please tell me, what did you understand from this story?
I think letting go of negative emotions is the key.
Absolutely. Thank you, Deepa. Letting go of your ego, your pride, and the negative emotions is absolutely the key. Why do we have to just let go of our emotions and pride in front of Gautam Buddha? Why can't we do it with each other? Let go of everything, embrace each other as humans, and magic will happen. Do you agree with me? Just give me a thumbs up. All right. Do remember the story of Mr. Arvind, Gautam Buddha, and the king. And let's move on to another technique which is going to be very, very useful to know about yourself. That technique is known as reflective journaling. Sometimes we get so lost in our day-to-day activities that we overlook our feelings and thoughts. Reflective journaling is a simple and powerful tool to keep in touch with ourselves. So once you wake up in the morning, getting in touch with yourselves is very important. And reflective journaling can help you to do that. So having a chat with yourself, being honest and answering a few questions can definitely help you build your self-confidence, know who you are, and set your intention for the day. So what are the few questions you might ask yourself? It's very, very important to look at yourself from the outside. What are the 3 to 4 challenges you are facing currently in life? So a lot of times we don't take stock of our lives. We just lead it. Okay, we are busy, what's happening, everything is, so we are absolutely in the rut, in the routine, and someday we feel that this is enough. By this technique, you will take a stock of your own personality, your own life, and try to understand from other person's perspective what are the 3 to 4 challenges you're facing in your own life. What are the 3 to 4 aspirations that you would like to focus on? So are you focusing on the right areas? Is this what you want to achieve? What are your most vital sources of energy? What is holding you back? And the last and most important question, what is the footprint you want to leave behind, or what do you want to be remembered as? If you even answer, there are many questions like these, but if you answer these questions, I'm sure you will get an answer from inside, and just take a note of it. It will be extremely helpful to know yourself better, to set your goals and intentions, and to move in the right direction. So self-awareness is also about setting your future and setting goals for your future. You can also answer these questions. What are the few words that describe me? I dream about. If you're going to dream, if you're going to make it possible, what does my inner critic always tell me? Can I do something for that inner critic? There is an inner critic inside all of us, which is trying to tell you, which is trying to sabotage. But can you do something about it? What are my values? What are the 3 limiting beliefs which are hampering my personal development? Once you take a note of this, it is going to help you. See, now tell me, everyone, is only taking a note of things important? Is it important that you just take a note of things?
No, ma'am, it's important to implement those things.
Absolutely. So self-confidence can be built only when you are above the level, when you take the ownership, accountability, and responsibility, and when you act on those. Once you are below the line, so this is the line, once you're below the line, you will start blaming, you'll give excuses, and you will be in denial mode. Are you going to progress? No. Hence, whenever you are procrastinating, whenever your inner critic is telling something, whenever you're not performing, ask this question: am I above the line or below the line? Immediately, you will get an answer and you will start in the right direction. But taking an action is extremely important, because without action, nothing is going to happen. You will not know what all you can achieve. And to awaken your potential, I'm going to end my session with a story. This story is about the lion and the sheep. There was a lion that grew up in a flock of sheep, and he had no consciousness that he is a lion. He didn't know he was a lion because the pregnant lioness, when she died when the cub was born, and he was grown up in a flock of sheep. He would bleat like a sheep and he'd eat grass. One day, they were wandering at the edge of a jungle when a mighty lion let out a big roar and leapt out of the forest into the middle of the flock. All the sheep scattered away and ran away. Imagine the surprise of the jungle lion when he saw the other lion amongst the sheep, he gave a chase. He got hold of that lion, young lion. And there was this lion crying in front of the king of the jungle. The king of the jungle asked, "What are you doing here?" The other lion said, "Please have mercy on me. Don't eat me. Have mercy on me." The king of the lion just dragged him away. "Come on with me." He took him to a pond, to a lake, and he said, "Look." So the lion, who thought he was a sheep, looked, and for the first time, he saw his reflection. He saw his image. Then he looked at the jungle lion and he looked in the water again. He let out a mighty roar. He was never a sheep again. It only took 1 minute. It is only going to take 1 minute, few questions, few activities to let out the lion inside you, to awaken your potential and build your self-confidence. Do remember and do ask this question: am I a sheep or am I a lion? Thank you. I open this forum for questions now.
Thank you, ma'am. That was an amazing session. In
Thank
this
you.
pandemic time, we all go through a lot of issues like emotional imbalance and stuff. So it was an amazing session. Even I go through, from waking up in the morning to going in bed, I go through a lot of emotions. It's a roller coaster ride for me every day. So it was an amazing session, ma'am. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Now I think we can have this Q&A session. I'm handing over to Mansi and Shubhashri. I hope you're there. Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Mansi.
And definitely, this was a very nice and interactive as well as knowledgeable session.
Thank you.
And to get forward, I have few of the queries which I want to get sorted out from you.
Yes.
So one of my question is that like we all face criticism at our life at somewhere. So how to handle that criticism and enhance our self-esteem, as well as like there is negativity in our mind thought. So how to cope with that negativity and bring back our confidence back? Like like we have caliber, so we do not want to lose our confidence that we have caliber or not. So how to regain that?
Absolutely. So thanks for a wonderful question. The negativity inside your mind is your inner critic who's constantly telling you that you're not good enough.
Hmm.
If you do the activity of Johari window, if you know your strengths, if you've written it down, it actually gets fed in your subconscious mind. Remember, make a list of your achievements, whatever you have achieved in your life. Take a stock of it. Always, Mansi, a pen and paper helps. Pause, go back, and you will regain your confidence and you will face the challenges. And it's also about your perspective. Is the criticism an opportunity to improve, or is the criticism, how do you take it? Is it actual criticism? So take everything with a pinch of salt. Remember with that. Okay. And take this as an opportunity to improve. And also remember, if you're getting criticized, you're doing something, and doing something is always a learning experience.
Wow, ma'am, that was it was a very positive answer to hear out.
Thank you.
Subhashri, are you taking the next question?
Yes. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Subhashri.
Hi, ma'am. So the question is, how can we overcome the feelings of that we are unwanted and unloved?
Subhashri, I think everything starts with self-love. If you love yourself enough, you will always have that energy and positivity in which people are going to. So what do you think? So Subhashri, let me answer this question with one a counter question. When you are loved, when you do something which you like, what really happens? How is your body language? How is your behavior?
Yeah, like we are smiling. It's a inner satisfaction comes out.
So tell me, Subhashri, if I see you smiling and I am the other person, am I going to smile or am I going to frown?
Yes, yes.
So I'm
Smiling.
going to smile,
Obvious.
right?
Yes.
So once if you can love yourself, if you can be confident enough, you're going to smile, your body language is going to change, and the feeling of love and acceptance is going to go away. It doesn't matter if the world loves you or not. You love
Ma'am,
yourself, you're there for yourself.
yes. Ma'am, do we need a reminder like every day? I love myself. I love myself. Is that okay?
Absolutely. It's absolutely okay. And you've brought me to a very, very important aspect of self love, that is self affirmations. A lot of people are experiencing so many negative emotions all around. Self affirmations is a reminder to your brain that I am blessed and I am loved. If you practice self affirmations, I am sure you will deal with the day in a different way. Also, let me bring another concept, which is circle of control and circle of influence. Our behavior, our thoughts are in our control. Others' behavior is not in my control. So, others, if they don't love me, it's their problem. I have a lot of love in my heart, positivity in my heart, I'm going to give it. And the law of reciprocity also works. So, once you give it, you will get it back.
I have one more question, ma'am.
Yes, Mansi, tell me.
So I have heard this many times that someone is faking self-confidence. So does fake self-confidence actually exist? And if this term actually exists, how to recognize that we are in self-confidence mode, or we are faking self-confidence, or we are overconfident? And how how to like remove that fake self-confidence thing?
Fake self confidence is a sign of a weak inner self. If you are internally not confident enough, you will try to fake it externally. And this can be eliminated with the help of knowledge. If you read, if you're knowledgeable, you will not have to fake it at all. You will be, from inside, you will be strong and resilient. So, yes, a lot of people fake the self confidence, but you will absolutely, the world is very smart. They will be able to recognize who is faking the confidence and who is actually confident. And in today's world, knowledge is the weapon, it's the key to everything. So be knowledgeable, be your light will shine from inside. I hope
Ma'am,
I've answered your question.
yeah, definitely. But here I want to have one more query. Like, I am expertised in something.
Okay.
Okay. So I have to conduct something regarding that.
Okay.
So, like, I have little doubt in on me that I will be able to do it or not. And then this is the first situation that I'm doubting myself somewhere.
Sure.
And the second situation is like I am on the mode ki, see, I am the expert of this thing and no one can do it better than me. So like, what is this, how to balance out things between these 2 points, like how to balance them?
So
Like,
for the
one thing is
first part,
doubting, one thing is
first,
doubting, and other
yeah,
thing is extremely over the part, right?
both are important. Both are important, and you're going to experience that. So even if I've done training sessions for about 5 years now, even now I get butterflies in my stomach when I have to conduct a training session and I am absolutely doubting myself that is it going to go well or not. You're going to experience that. However, what helps to eliminate or to curb that is practice and preparation. Remember these two P's. You're good at something, prepare from all the point of view. It's very, very important. And it is also important to say that I am the best, no one can rock it. So, when I opened my laptop and I actually said this to myself, no one can do it better than me. I am the best. That's also very important. So both of the things are human nature, accept it.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the answer.
Welcome.
Okay, ma'am, the next question is, how can we cope up with the situation that what I think it's never gone the way what we think about?
Okay, so I think your question is ki you're doubting that whatever you're thinking it's not the way, it's something else.
It's not going on the way that we think about it. It's something else happened to us.
Lot many times in life, whatever you've planned might not happen. Something else might happen. Is it in our control, Subhashri?
No, ma'am, not at all.
So do we have to worry about it?
But it leaves us worry about.
Okay, so sometimes you might feel ki acha, whatever I've planned is not going in that way. The pandemic has put us in such a situation where anything and everything you plan might just go for a toss. What really helps here? Changing the gear. When you're driving something, you change the gear from first to second, second to third, right? Adaptability. If it is not going in your way, first thing is to accept it and be adaptable. Once you are in that acceptance mode, you will be able to adapt and change the gear, and you will be able to contribute to that situation. So once you know that, okay, this is, it's not going to according to my plan, fine, something better. Maybe, can I, know something better out of it? Can I gauge something better out of it? It definitely helps. So adaptability and agility are the two words. They are absolutely the same, but it's important to be adaptable in today's world.
Yes.
It's all about how you talk to yourself and how you rephrase what's going on.
Yes.
All right. Any more questions?
Lakshmi,
Yeah, it's
have your query?
Hello, ma'am. This is Lakshmi here.
Yes.
I would like to know, being a meditator, how would you deal with like unexpected situations? If we are continuing in meditation, we will be like we can able to handle the situation. But when we are out of it, the emotions will be like it will be in the upper position that is above the level. So how would you handle it like a normal person without any meditative person? Like,
So meditation is one way to control your emotions and start your day with positivity and happiness. Meditation can also be done in the evening time or in the night time before you go to sleep. Your question was, so if you're not meditating, you're doing some or the other activity which is going to be building your self-confidence. It can be walking, it can be exercise. So physical activity also adds to a lot of, it's always very hormonal. So everything depends. So once you are in a physical activity, a lot of your hormones are going to get secreted, which are happy hormones. And once you are in that happy state, you will think about it. So taking a pause will always help. So at that time, a reminder to yourself to take a pause. I think that will help.
okay, one more question is that like we should be equanimous. It's the main thing which that is the main thing which is in meditation, to remain equanimous at all stages.
Yeah.
So like when we are having some when we like something, automatically our desire to acquire it also getting been up at the upper level.
True.
So that emotion, like when we are in angry, that is also another emotion which is getting like sankara or something like it's a negative thing.
True.
Both happiness as well as this angry mood, both are somewhat, it should be somewhat balanced, right? So as a normal person, we can't able to resist our desires. Normally, when we like, when we are traveling or something, being getting be attracted to our eyes very easily, and this emotion getting be started in our mind has been like it create like a new sankara will be created, right? So how could I able to remain equanimous? That is the thing. To be remaining like not too into the desire as well as into the angry mood. Somewhat like in the stable state. How could I able to do it?
Okay. So again, self-awareness. You're aware ki, okay, this is what is happening. And Lakshmi, experiencing this kind of emotion. So emotions is not only about experiencing positive emotions, it's also about the other emotions which we haven't spoken about, that is greed, lust. We are all human. So Lakshmi, when you're telling me this, we are all human and we are going to experience these kind of emotions day in and day out. So remaining in that state, trying to rationalize that thought is very, very important. So asking questions, even if you want something, asking the right question to yourself. What can I do to achieve what I want? So, okay, a desire inside you is fine. It's not a bad thing to desire. We are all humans. God has made us that way. And if we don't have a desire, it is not going to get converted into goal, and it's you might not be able to fulfill your dreams. So we are absolutely human. However, can you ask the right question to yourself? What could be done to achieve that desire? So if you're traveling and you want something, okay, fine. You like probably a diamond necklace. What can I do to achieve, to gain that diamond necklace? You will get an answer, a rational answer. When you are angry, maybe, so even in anger, it is sometimes very difficult to tame that emotion at that moment. But if you're going to reflect at the situation from the other point of view, what can I do to cope up with anger? You will get an answer. So once you know that, I'm sure you will be able to implement that.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions?
Yes, I have something to add. First of all, Miss Aparna, I would like to thank you on behalf of Prayana for this wonderful session. Because self-awareness, becoming self-aware is not very easy. Sometimes, it takes somebody else's perspective to understand what you are.
It's
That
true.
is,
Yes.
I think I might be going off on a different tangent here, but I think that is what a good mentor or a coach should do.
Absolutely.
Help the mentee to become self-aware by seeing them through their eyes. So it was in that way, just like the lion story that you shared. It takes somebody else to make you understand how, what you are. Yeah. And I would also like to share a quote, which is, I think, relevant to the session. When you can't control what is happening, challenge yourself and control how you respond to what is happening. That is where the real power is.
Absolutely. What a wonderful quote. And thank you so much, Deepa, for this opportunity. It was wonderful interacting on this platform, which is Prayana, which is for women. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Aparna. If we don't have any more questions, Sri Lakshmi, I think you can wrap up the session.
Yeah. And thank you, Aparna ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful session.
Thank you.
Yeah. And dear viewers, please let us know your feedback in the comment section. Please subscribe to Prerna Labs for more such sessions, okay? And okay, if you want to become an entrepreneur, if you wish to join Prakol, that is Prerna Collective, do send us a mail, info@prakol.com, or you can also reach us via WhatsApp or call. Please note this number. And for advertisement and sponsorships, you can mail us to joinprerna@gmail.com. Thank you, everyone. I hope you're all staying safe. I want all of you to stay safe at home. Stay home, stay safe, and good night.
Thank you, team, for another wonderful session. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.